So I'm about to have a meeting with one of my mortgage brokers that we do a bit of work with. His name's Oleg from Shore Financial. I'm going to try to ambush him for a couple of quick questions, and we'll see if he passes the test.
Hey, Chris, good to see you.
How are you, mate?
Good.
Looking well. I'll explain in a minute, mate, after you.
I got the camera here.
So look, obviously we've got a couple of things that we were going to cover off today, and I thought while you're here, hopefully you've got a few minutes quickly, and I wanted to ask a couple of quick questions that some of our typical consumers and buyers and people that don't normally be a fly on the wall to conversations like this, they might actually have a bit of interest in finding out the answers to, if you're alright with that.
Yeah, talk about an ambush though.
Mate, first question I guess, and probably the most important one that someone would want to know the answer to is, at open homes, I'm talking to people about finance, their readiness to buy and all that sort of thing, and the common response that we get is, yeah, I'm with ANZ, I'm with St George, I'm with NAB. Mate, you're independent to the banks. Obviously you facilitate the process sort of separately to them, and you don't work outside of a branch. Why is that a good thing?
Yeah, mate. I think mortgage broking is a large industry right now. We've take over 50% of all mortgages introduced to banks. But I think where we add the most value is the fact that we can give unbiased advice. I have over 35 different lenders on my panel,
yeah, right.
And it's really trying to match a lender and product with the customer's goals and needs,
yep.
And not the other way around. Where if someone went direct to the bank, to the branch, they would be doing that in the reverse way.
Makes sense. Makes sense. Trying to find the right shoe for the consumer rather than trying to fit the consumer into a shoe.
Yeah, 100%.
So let me ask you, I've got a lot of, obviously Milson's Point, it's a pretty valuable suburb. You don't find yourself here by accident. A lot of our consumers and our buyers that we're selling to on a regular basis, landlords, pretty much our daily customer rather. Most of them are, cash rich, and they're not struggling with high, 90% mortgages and things like that, like a lot of the buyers in a lot of other areas. A lot of those people are downsizing from the upper North Shore and coming down here. Some of them have almost paid off a house, might be worth $3 or $4 million. They're buying something for $2 million. Before they settle on that and they close out line of credits, is there any benefit in them calling someone like yourself?
Yeah, 100%. I think anytime there's any kind of property transaction, there's always a reason to call a mortgage broker to get some advice. I mean, if people are downsizing due to retirement, but that retirement is still 10 to 15 years away,
yep.
There might be something else that they can do with that money, purchase an investment property that will set them up better for that retirement.
So, what about other investments and things like that? Do you handle investment properties as well as home purchases, or
yeah, 100%.
Do you specialise in one over the other, or
no? I wouldn't say we specialise one over the other. My clients range from first home buyers to people looking to upgrade, downsize as well, to just purchasing, investment portfolios, whether it's first property or their fifth investment.
All right, I see. It makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So are you there for sort of the shorter deals? Is that kind of the game plan, or are you there long term? What's the objective for you as a broker in terms of the relationship with the people that we're meeting? And again, for our buyers, a lot of them don't ask these sort of questions.
Yeah.
What's the game plan?
I look to always build a customer and a client for life. It's not about the short term for me at all. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in this business.
Yeah.
So it's doing things like conducting annual rate reviews with the customer, making sure and touching base that what we put in place with them when we settled that loan a year or two ago, still right for them. Make sure that it does tick all the boxes and meets their needs and goals.
Yeah. And they're also getting the best deal out there, I guess, as well.
Yeah, 100%. Lending right now is quite an interesting space. Things are constantly changing.
Yeah.
And what we settled on 12 months ago might not necessarily be the best product out there at the moment.
Sure. So, mate, I know, obviously I know a few brokers. We've got a couple out on our network, as you'd expect. You've been with Shore Financial for a little while now, as opposed to being standalone.
Yep.
What's the benefit of that to you?
Yeah, look, I think for me it's the customer that where Shore Financial adds a lot of value to me and to my customers.
How's that?
Well, in the sense that we're not a one-man band, so we have a lot of experience under one roof. So collectively between the 25 brokers in our Sydney office, we have around 120 years worth of experience. So if there's something that isn't particular, I don't particularly know how to handle, I have a wealth of knowledge at my disposal. And number two as well, because we're all right under the one umbrella, we have so much more power with the banks. We're able to get access to better interest rates, better service, and faster turnaround times.
It makes sense to give you a call, right?
Yeah, definitely. 100%.
Well, mate, I appreciate your answers. Thank you very much. Now there's a conversation we've got to get into that shouldn't be recorded, but thanks for your time.